Welcome everybody to this session. In the last session, we learned about Bohr's model for hydrogen spectrum. In today's class, we will learn about the failure of Bohr's model, de Broglie's equation, and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Failures of Bohr's model. In spite of the success of Bohr's model, there are certain limitations. It could not explain the doublet of hydrogen spectrum, that is, two closely spaced lines formed on the hydrogen spectrum. Only the spectrum of hydrogen like atoms can be explained. It was applicable only for hydrogen and hydrogen like atoms. Also, it could not explain the ability of atoms to form molecules. It could not explain the two important effects called Zeeman effect and Stark effect. What is Zeeman effect? When spectral lines are subjected to magnetic field, the spectral line gets split. This is called Zeeman effect. The same thing happens when spectral lines are subjected to electric field, and it is called Stark effect. Development towards quantum mechanical model of atom. In order to overcome the limitations of Bohr's model, wave mechanical model was developed based on the following concept. That is, de Broglie concept of dual nature of matter and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. The new branch of science which was developed taking into consideration the above two concepts is known as quantum mechanics. Now let us explore into the de Broglie concept of dual nature. Photoelectric effect made us to realize that light, which was believed to be wave from the time of Maxwell, has particle nature associated with it. In the same way, de Broglie has proposed that all material particles has a wave associated with them, and they are called matter wave or de Broglie wave. So, de Broglie proposed that matter like radiations should also exhibit dual behavior. What do you mean by dual behavior? Both particle and wave-like character. De Broglie proposed that all material particles such as electron, proton, atom, molecule, a piece of chalk, even an iron ball, that is all objects, microscopic as well as macroscopic objects, all possess dual character. The wave associated with a particle is called matter wave or de Broglie wave. De Broglie's equation. The wavelength associated with material particle is given by the following relation, that is lambda is equal to h by p. Lambda is called de Broglie wavelength. H is called Planck's constant, which has a value of 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules second, and p is the momentum of the particle. The wave nature of particle becomes significant when they are subatomic. Let us consider the case of a material particle from day-to-day life, say with mass of some grams. The wavelength of such particle lambda would be, how to calculate lambda is equal to h by p. So if you calculate, it will be 6.624 into 10 power minus 34 joule second by m into v. That will come around a value of 10 power minus 30 meter. So we infer that the magnitude of lambda is coming around 10 power minus 30, which is very small. The equation of de Broglie, lambda is inversely proportional to p, from which we are able to understand that the wavelength is inversely proportional to the momentum of the particle. Thus, the significance of de Broglie's equation lies in the fact that it relates the particle character with the wave character of matter. Now let us consider the case of subatomic particle like electron. Let us calculate the de Broglie wavelength. So, mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. And de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h by p, which is approximately equal to, for the value of Planck's constant coming around a value of 10 power minus 30 4, and P, that is m into V, the mass of the electron, which is coming around a value of 10 power minus 31. So if you simplify approximately, the value will be 10 power minus 3 meter, which is quite significant. So quantum effect is significant for subatomic particles. Thus, for the electron, de Broglie wavelength is the order of 10 power minus 3 meter, which is so large when compared to some material particle in our day-to-day life. Thus, the wave nature associated with particles becomes significant when we consider subatomic particles. So, the distinction between particle and wave, which was so sharp in day-to-day life, got fuzzy in subatomic realm. Electron microscope is based on the wave-like behavior of an electron, whereas an ordinary microscope utilizes the wave nature of light. According to de Broglie, every object in motion has a wave character. The wavelength associated with ordinary objects are so short that their wave properties cannot be detected. Actually, in our day-to-day life, we are not able to detect the wave properties of ordinary objects because the wave character associated with those objects are so short. But the wavelength which are associated with electron and other subatomic particle can be detected experimentally. So far we have learned about de Broglie's equation. Now let us see about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. See, trajectory of a material particle can be obtained by solving Newton's law, provided initial position and momentum is known. We can calculate the trajectory if you know the position and momentum. In 1927, German physicist Heisenberg came up with uncertainty principle. According to him, position and momentum of particle cannot be determined simultaneously. Position and momentum of the particle cannot be determined simultaneously. Mathematically, it is expressed as delta x into delta p is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi. Instead of delta p, we can write as delta mv. So, delta x into delta mv is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi, or delta x into delta v is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi m. So, generally, how do we calculate the velocity of the particle? Velocity of the particle is calculated by noting its position at two different instants of time. That is, at t is equal to 0 and t is equal to t0. Let us assume the position at t is equal to 0 and t is equal to t0. The distance covered by the particle in the time interval is given by taking the difference of the position at the two instances. That is, position of the particle at t is equal to t0 and position of the particle at t is equal to 0. Velocity is calculated by the equation v is equal to delta x by delta t. So, to calculate the velocity of the particle, we need to know the position precisely. But Heisenberg's principle states that if you know the position of the particle precisely, then we do not know the velocity. Or if we know the velocity, we do not know where the particle will be. Now let us see the explanation of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Let us assume that we attempt to measure both position and momentum of an electron. To pinpoint the position of the electron, we have to use light, so that the photon of light strikes the electron and the reflected photon is seen in the microscope. As a result of hitting, the position as well as momentum of the electron are disturbed. But according to optics, the accuracy with which the position of a particle can be measured depends upon the wavelength of light used. The uncertainty in position is lambda. The shorter the wavelength means higher frequency and hence high energy. This high energy photon on striking an electron changes its speed as well as direction. Alternatively, shorter wavelength implies higher momentum because wavelength is inversely proportional to momentum. Thus, photon will have higher momentum and a larger but indefinite amount of it will be transferred to the electron at the time of collision. This will result in greater uncertainty in the velocity of the electron, and on the other hand, decreasing the momentum means increasing the wavelength, and it will lead to greater uncertainty in position. Significance of uncertainty principle. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle holds good only for microscopic objects. The energy of the photon is insufficient to change the position and velocity of bigger bodies when it collides with them. On colliding with the smaller particle, it changes its position, but for a bigger object, it will not hold good. For a particle of mass 1 milligram, we have delta x into delta v is equal to, can be calculated, delta x into delta v can be calculated by using the formula delta x into delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m. So, delta x into delta v is equal to h is Planck's constant, which is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second by 4 into 3.14 into mass 10 power minus 6 kilogram, which is equal to 10 power minus 28 meter square per second, which is very small. So, we can understand that the product of delta x into delta v is extremely small. For a particle of mass greater than 1 milligram, the product will be still smaller. Hence, these values are negligible. Now, let us see some problems based on this concept. A microscope using suitable photon is employed to locate an electron in an atom within a distance of 0.1 Armstrong unit. What is the uncertainty involved in the measurement of its momentum? Once again, I will read the problem. A microscope using suitable photon is employed to locate an electron in an atom within a distance of 0.1 Armstrong unit. What is the uncertainty involved in the measurement of its momentum? So, we are given in the problem delta x, which is equal to 0.1 Armstrong unit, which can be written as 10 power minus 11 meter. And h is the value of Planck's constant, 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second. And mass of the electron, 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. So, applying uncertainty principle, delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m into delta x. So, if you substitute the value, delta v is equal to 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second divided by 4 into 3.14 into mass of the electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram into 10 power minus 11 meter, we are getting a value of 5.79 into 10 power 6 meter per second. So, when the value of delta v is so large, and we see that the value of delta x is very small. So, next problem, a golf ball has a mass of 40 gram and a speed of 45 meter per second. If the speed can be measured with an accuracy of 2%, calculate the uncertainty in its position. A golf ball has a mass of 40 gram and a speed of 45 meter per second. If the speed can be measured with an accuracy of 2%, calculate the uncertainty in its position. So, the same formula only we are using, delta x into delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m. So, let us see how to do the problem. Uncertainty in speed is given as 2%. So, let us calculate delta v. That is, delta v is equal to 45 into 2 by 100. So, which will be equal to 0.9 meter per second. Delta x is equal to h by 4 pi m into delta v. So, Planck's constant value 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules second by 4 into 3.14 into 40 gram, that is 40 into 10 power minus 3 kilogram into 0.9 meter per second. So if you simplify, we'll get the value as delta x is equal to 1.46 into 10 power minus 33 meter. So the uncertainty in position is 1.46 into 10 power minus 33 meter. Next problem. Calculate the wavelength associated with an electron of mass 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram moving with a velocity of 10 power 3 meter per second. So mass of the electron given as 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram. Velocity of the electron is given as 10 power 3 meter per second. And value of Planck's constant h is equal to 6.6 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second. So if you apply the formula and calculate lambda, lambda is equal to h by mv, which is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second by mass of the electron, which is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram into velocity, which is given as 10 power 3 meter per second. So if we simplify, the value of lambda is 0.72 into 10 power minus 6 meter. Next problem. What will be the wavelength of a ball of mass 0.1 kilogram moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second? What will be the wavelength of a ball of mass 0.1 kilogram moving with a velocity of 10 meter per second? So according to de Broglie equation, lambda is equal to h by mv. Same formula we have to use and calculate the value of lambda. So lambda is equal to Planck's constant 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 kilogram meter square per second divided by mass is given as 0.1 kilogram into velocity 10 meter per second. So if we simplify, the value of lambda is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 meter. Okay children, so far we have learned about de Broglie's equation and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. We have worked out some problems also. In the next class, we will be learning about quantum mechanical model. Thank you children.